college football the way your boys see it. The first four was my favorite player in NFL history, Marcus Allen. Offensive player. My favorite offensive player, my favorite defensive player is Lester the Judge Hayes. Both of them played for the Raiders. Yep. Obvious. But Marcus Allen was a demon in college football. One of my favorite players to watch. Been a fan since the first time I seen him. Rocket Ishmael is number 8. Rocket Ishmael is one of the most dynamic players in the history, in the all-time history of the University of Notre Dame. Never won a Heisman, never did anything. Back at you, live and direct. This your boy. As I was saying, we got a strong 15 minutes left in the show. I was really slipping because I had the mic on mute. I'm tripping. I'm going to give you my last
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The top 9 and 9. The Supreme Court. I'm finna close this out with the Supreme Court for your boy. Then we gonna close this out. We got things to do. People to see. Kim the date. Shot at Kim. I had to. But I'm gonna do this last end of the list. I got Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen again. One of the most dynamic players in the history of NCAA. Helped the dude win the Heisman Trophy, winner as a fullback, converted to running back, then started dominating college football immediately. Then you got Rocket Ishmael, one of the most explosive players in the history of Notre Dame, in the history of college football. He can run, he can catch, he can throw, he can run kicks back, he can lay people out with the blocks. He was Mr. Everything, late 80s, early 90s. Little bitty dude, about 160 pounds, 170 pounds. Lightning fast, strong as an ox, played tailback, played wide receiver. That's why he my number 8 guy, Charles Wilson. Mr. Everything at Michigan, wide receiver, kickoff returner, shutdown corner, won every defensive award you could win, Big Ten Man of the Year, all of that. Charles Wilson he is the face of the only ONLEE only championship ever won at the University of Michigan, which probably makes them the most overrated football team in the history of the game. But we're not going to talk about that. Then Barry Sanders, one of the most explosive players in football history, dominated in the Big 12. I think it was the Big 8 at that time. If you think he was unstoppable in the pros, he was even more unstoppable in college. Archie Griffin, only man to win the Heisman twice. The only man to win the Heisman twice. The next player is one of the reasons Nick Saban is the coach at Alabama. The rumor has it that Bear Bryant saw O.J. Simpson and said, "I got to get me a brother." O.J. Simpson came from a junior college transfer, stepped on the field at USC and took over the world. Won the Heisman Trophy, amazing ball player. I don't give a damn about, if he did or didn't kill that lady. That's not my business. I wasn't there. I don't know. Neither do you. We talking sports. Keep your geopolitical arguments to yourself. And I'm sad with him because he's my brother. But O.J. Simpson, nobody really talks about him anymore. He's an afterthought due to his indiscretions. O.J. Simpson was the man. Up until his situation when he was charged and acquitted for a double murder, O.J. Simpson was the standard at USC. The next up is another dude who was the standard at USC. He was the 2K version of Rocket Ishmael. He was Reggie Bush. He was Mr. Everything. There was nothing on. Reggie Bush, in my opinion, could have went out and been an all-American wide receiver. People assume that Reggie Bush is a small man. Reggie Bush is not a small man, was not a small man, and never will be a small man. Reggie Bush is 6'1", if I'm not mistaken, about 210, 220 pounds. I'm sorry, people. That's not a little man. That is a big guy. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds. I'm sorry. That's still not a little man. 205-pound man at 6 foot. That's a big dude. If Reggie Bush walked into a room full of people, he would not. Well, nobody go, "Look, who's that little dude?" Nobody would say that. At that size, with that speed and that determination, Reggie Bush won the Heisman. Bush won the Heisman and should have won too. He gave one to Matt Minor. He need to go to Matt. The one he gave back, he need to go get it back and make them take it, and then go to Matt Leinart house and say, "You've been holding my trophy for long enough." Reggie Bush would be the number 3 college football player of all time. The number two college football player is NCAA, back-to-back NCAA champion, one of the most dominant people of his era. He quarterbacked the Nebraska Cornhuskers to their only national championship. This dude was insane. Injury, blood clots took him out. Just so you understand, Big 8 freshman of the year, Orange Bowl most valuable player 1994, Orange Bowl most valuable player 1995, Big 8 offensive player 1995, Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award winner 1995, quarterback of the year 1995, consensus All-American 1995, Fiesta Bowl most valuable player 1996, USA Today high school All-American, and 1991. His name, just for the record, is Tommy Frazier. This dude was amazing. He's one of the most overlooked ball players in the history of college football because he wasn't a thrower, he wasn't a runner, he was just a dope football player. Blood clots ultimately took him down. He was unable to finish his career due to health risks. He was not willing to put his health in line for his life. Shout out to him for not being foolish enough to do it. He did try hard, but I'm glad he didn't allow those things to cloud his judgment. And with that to go, we are going to get to the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The number 1 player, in my personal opinion, in NCAA history, the greatest college football player in NCAA history, is a young man who, as a starter, lost 1 game. He lost 1 game at the University of Florida State. Yup, it is biased. I don't care if you think it's biased, but it's not biased. This dude was a starting point guard at the University of Florida State. He was a starting quarterback and Heisman Award winner at Florida State University. This dude was awesome. I am telling you this not because I'm a Florida State fan. This dude set all kinds of records. This dude was, when people talk about everything people say about Tim Tebow, they should have been saying about Charlie Wood. Let me read this off. 1993, Heisman Award winner. 1993, Maxwell Award winner. 1993, Consensus All-American. 1993, Walter Camp Award. If you don't know what the Maxwell Award is an award presented annually to a college football player and judged by a panel of sportscaster, the college's best athlete, collegiate best athlete. Walter Camp Award, same thing. Division I's best athlete. The Johnny Unitas Award, the best quarterback, the best football player. The Davy O'Brien Award, the best football player. The Davy O'Brien Award again. The Chick Harley Award, 2-time ACC Athlete of the Year, Sporting News Player of the Year, NCAA champion, and the Florida Sports Football Hall of Fame. Do you hear what I said? The Florida Sports Football Hall of Fame. This dude was drafted by the Knicks, even though they had zero to do. He was drafted by the Knicks, was never drafted by a NFL team, which is pure unadulterated racism. He, like your boy, class of 1970, born in 1970. That's what I mean by the class of 1970. One of the most dynamic players in the history of college, the most dynamic player in the history of college football. This dude, his record is impeccable. He lost 1 game in 2 years as a starter. Charlie Ward is a demon, unstoppable, and in my opinion, in this guy's opinion, the greatest football player in NCAA history. You don't believe me? Talk to Mark Richt, the coach at Georgia. He'll tell you. You talk to Bobby Bowden. He'll tell you. And anybody who I skipped somebody. Scratch, while I was looking at my old list, scratch Reggie Bush from the list. Herschel Walker is the number 3 player. in college football history. I made the most egregious mistake. I was looking at my oldest. I was looking at my scratch paper. Let me start this over. Herschel Walker is the number 3 player, and because Herschel Walker should have been the first player to win the Heisman Trophy as a freshman. We have never, ever seen we've never seen a player in NCAA history as dominant. It's rare that you've seen a player as dominant as Herschel Walker. This dude was one of the best players you ever seen. He was unstoppable. He had to catch, run you over, run past you if he even leaving. One of the most fit athletes in the history of the game, Herschel Walker. And then I'm going, yeah, I'm old, man. You better be trying to get old, young punk. Shout out to Joe from Houston, but I apologize. I looked at the wrong list. Herschel Walker's number 3, Tommy Frazier number 2, still Charlie Ward's number 1. I was looking at my old list, but with that being said, I want to send shouts out to everybody who's listening. Joe from Houston, Wanga from Chicago, Chief Rocker from New Jersey, Kim Turner. These are the people who just chimed in. I got Angry Black Man, Joe from Houston. Oh yeah, I said that. I'm always shouting out Joe twice. No more shout outs for Joe for 2 weeks, man. We cutting them off. But I like to thank everybody who's listening. I got Phyllis in Houston, Chris in Virginia, Nas in Atlanta, Stacy in Atlanta, Mike in Orlando, Sid in Orlando, James in Lincoln Park, and James in California, Craig in Phoenix, everybody in Chicago, Whack Ass Juice, and anybody else, man, who's listening, man. Much love to everybody who's listening. I want to thank everybody around the world who listens on a regular basis. I want to thank Mars Noel in Guyana, Africa, who consistently shows your boy love. We got Al Stone, Mars Noel, Melina Vaughn, Made in Manchester, that's a rap group, Grand Surgeon, and anybody else who pays attention to your boy on social media. We shooting out mad love to your boy. And I want to thank the people in Fiji, China, Russia, Korea, the Philippines, Guyana, Ghana, Algeria, Portugal, Ireland, Germany, the United Kingdom, Norway, United States, all across the United States of America, all across Canada, Jamaica. Much love to the brothers in Jamaica. Much love to the brothers in Mexico. And shout out to Combat Jack. As y'all always know, I end every show like that. Dream those dreams. Oh, I got a special guest coming up Wednesday. I'm moving way too fast, people. I got a show coming up Wednesday. I will have a special guest by the name of Walt the Wizard Williams, 7th player picked in the NBA draft. We're going to talk about his career. We're going to talk about what he's doing now. We're going to talk about everything in between. Much love to Walt Williams for sharing some of your time with us. We'll talk to you Wednesday. And much love to the Podfather, Combat Jack, a.k.a. Reggie O'Shea. And I always end every show by using Combat Jack's moniker. Dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams, because life without dreams flows in black and white, and life with dreams flows in technicolor and surround sound. I'll catch you guys Wednesday from 7 to 10. Yep, this is 7 to 10 now, but I'm going to cut it short, depending on how good the show goes. 7 to 10 Central Standard Time. Please continue to support your boy. 2 fingers, 1 word. I'm out.